Hey everyone, I'm Armor Gaming, welcome back to my channel and welcome to Monster Legends. Let's talk about the team race, or just about any team race for that matter. A lot of time players ask me why I don't make videos on the team race, or they want me to make videos on the team race. And the fact of the matter is, I am not a fan of the team races, so I don't really like giving it attention. Plus, it is by far one of the most boring events, I think, that SocialPoint has put into Monster Legends. Like, it's not fun whatsoever. I can't complain about the rewards, because honestly the reward is really good, right? It's one of the easiest ways to get a ranked up monster if you're in a really active team. But that doesn't take away from it being like 1 week of super boring tasks that are so repetitive, and I'm just not a fan of them. So I don't really want to devote time to make a video saying, hey, for these next 20 minutes, we're gonna hatch 204 common monsters. Like, it's just boring. But yeah, let me just talk about this specific race and then my thoughts about races in general. And I mean, pretty much you already know my thoughts on them. But yeah, let's talk about this race. So we'll talk about Armor Gaming Alliance. We decided to do 60 laps. We wanted to do 85 to get a rank 4 because Crabbydroid really is an incredible monster. I mean, this monster has the Neobuki trait at rank 3. So this monster cannot lose you can't lose your trait with Crabbydroid. It's not a status caster. Like, who else just got released? Was it Ursus or was it Wicca? There was a monster that was recently released that had a status caster trait cannot be removed. The cool thing about Crabbydroid, like I said, it's the Neobuki trait. It's permanent. You can't remove it with a positive effect. With a positive effect removal, so you always keep your trait, and then you have freeze immunity. So this monster can never be frozen at rank 3 and above. It is amazing. It is awesome. It is incredible. It is really great. So Crabbydroid is kind of like a counter to Thalassa, also kind of has Thalassa-like skills. You have some trait disabling, you have some mega freezing, or was it mega stun? Or I think both, right? You have some stun and freeze. So it's like a mini Thalassa. It's a Forsaken monster, really great phenomenal monster, can hold the best relics in the game with a banner, Ingvar's banner, charging banner. You never have to worry about stamina. Revival essence, my goodness, this is a huge threat. Super powerful monster, but again, you have to get him ranked up to rank 3. Considering he's a Forsaken monster, you can't just use Water Cells, you can't just use Elementium. Honestly, you can argue whether or not that's a good thing or a bad thing. Because if Crabbydroid was easily rankable, then we would encounter him so much in PvP that it would be really hard to actually buy. Actually, this is an interesting thought, right? If you were able to use Elementium and Elemental Cells, players could easily get them, right? They wouldn't have to do a bunch of laps. They could just get them, like, especially the teams that spend a lot, they can just get them unranked and wait for a frat event, and then everyone just ranks him up easily, right? But because it's Forsaken, now not a lot of teams will have him, so then he won't be, he's not going to be as a huge threat, but at the same time, then you can't really use him because the current meta has 130 monsters, level 10 runes. It's an interesting little scenario there. But yeah, Crabbydroid amazing. Team decided to do 60 laps. Even with us only stopping at 60, it does appear that we are going to stay in first place for the position. There's no way the second place is going to hit 18 laps. They're probably just going to go to 45, or they might honestly just stop at 42 because it's not worth the effort in the next 12 hours. I'm not sure what they're going to do. Going back to quests, like, look at these quests. All members contribute as much as they can to breed 72 uncommon monsters. 72 uncommon earth monsters, right? That's the reason, if you look at my vault, that's the reason I have so many of these guys right here. Fire Kongs, and then where are you, little beetle? That's the reason I have so many of these guys for quests like that. And they take 6 minutes. I think Fire Kong is 3 minutes, so it only really helps if you have your Camilla active, but she only lasts a certain number of days before you need a gemmer. So it's such a painstakingly painful headache to do the race. Again, like, the reward is nice if you're in an active team and you're able to get it, but if not, even then, it's just like the tasks aren't fun. Like, I think I spent, on this account, I probably spent, as you notice, like, at one point I had like over 600 gems. What I did to get gems fast, because I think at one point you guys saw me with like 250 gems or 300 gems, and then the next time I did a video I had 600 gems and people were like, Armor, how'd you get gems? The Happy Wood does actually work for me, so I do some of these. So, check it out. If I scroll down, these are the ones I did. I did the app station, earn money playing games. I just had to download the app, download a game, play for 30 minutes, reach profile level 3. That one took a little longer, but yeah, that's how I got my 300 gems. Coin Pop, I got 100 gems from that. And then these I put on just to see what they were gonna do. Because when I said making it in that purchase, I'm like, if it costs $1 and I can get 1,000 gems, that'd be awesome. But then it turns out you have to spend 20, which clearly I'm not gonna do. And for this one, I had to sign up for a 7-day free trial. So I'm like, heck no, I'm not doing that for 20 gems. So yeah, those actually do work for me. So I have done them. That's how I got my gems really fast. So for this specific race, I spent, here, let me exit out. I spent close to 700 gems on this account. Because I even spin the roulette wheel and I landed on the 50. And I'm like, cool. And then I had to use them all for a one-for-all level up, like 7 level 6 rooms or something like that. So my gems just went bye-bye. Aside from this, I have an alternate account on the team that I also spent like 200 gems and a lot of level 6 runes. I did a lot of the one-for-all ranking up level 6 runes. So, or leveling up level 6 runes. So it's just, it's tiresome, it's boring. I got really smart about ranking up epics. I started renting out the sides because in order to rent them out, you can rent it out for a fraction of the cost. So let's say it would normally cost me 18 gems to speed up a rank. If I rank it, I could, if I borrow it, I could borrow it for 8 gems or something like that. And then if I was gonna go to sleep overnight, like the time would just decrease. So whenever that node popped up again, I would really quickly be able to collect. And that's 3 ranked up in a matter of seconds for half the cost it would normally cost. But yeah, I got smart about that. So some gems went to that. I skipped breed legendaries 5 times. No, there was a one-for-all that required you to breed 5 legendaries, and I skipped that twice. I think the first time it was 230 gems, then 240 gems. I have recordings of this, so if I find them, I'll post them. But yeah, that's where all my gems went. So, yeah, it all went to the race. I'm happy that we're getting Crabbydroid at rank 3. Like, definitely super ecstatic and happy about it. Am I going to be able to use them? Again, like in the current meta, right here, I don't think even a rank 3 is going to be usable. I don't know, maybe against the Thalassa. It'll be interesting to try them out, because again, I can't be trade disabled. I can deny, so I'll try them out for sure. So that'll be fun. But yeah, like, the thing about races is they're just so boring. Like, there was, I think there was a note that was like, joint effort hatch 204 monsters. So, I mean, yeah, the easiest thing you do is you go into your hatchery, you buy an egg, you buy a fire star, you wait the 15 seconds, and then you sell them and repeat and repeat and repeat and repeat. And it's so boring. Like, I wish it was more fun. Like, even when I think back to Titan Invasion, that was more fun because you were trying to come up with little nifty team combinations to deal the most number of damage before the enemy attacked you and killed you. Whereas this, it's literally like, first member to craft 6 level 7 runes. Okay, I guess I need a craft. And I need a gamble, or I need to give up 4 level 6 runes. Oh no, I don't have any more level 6 runes because I've used them all in previous races. So now what do I do? And then your whole thing depletes and everything. Oh my god, it's just, like, on my other account, just because I did that, yeah, I think this was the one for all. Because I did this kind of one for all twice, back to back, I was able to place in the top 5,000 for the Rune Lord event and get an extra 20 gems, or 25 gems, whatever it is, just because of how many runes I was crafting. That was crazy. But I'm not a fan of races. I don't think anyone is really a fan of the races. I think we're even less a fan of these marathon races. Like, no one wants to do them because it's just so time consuming. Like, I don't mind logging into the game to play Team Wars, right? It takes a couple minutes, I do my attack, and I move on with my day. I don't mind logging in to do the mazes. Mazes, you know, log in every 4 hours, get 225 maze coins. At the end of the day, at the end of the week, you walk away with a ranked up monster, and it's awesome. It's really great. Right now with the Master Paths event, we're going to walk away with some really good monsters or monster cells. That's awesome. But then during the race, you literally have to be checking your phone like every single 30 minutes, 20 minutes, waiting for a do your part quest. And then that's another thing, like the team, like, oh, thank goodness I am not a leader because I would hate to be a leader. When it comes to the team dynamic of races, you have players that are super, super active. You have players that are not as active, but are still really good players. So when a race comes along and everyone needs to give it their 100%, it's not fair to the players that are giving it their absolute best if you're not going to be doing anything. Like, if you know you can only log in twice a day, you're not going to contribute to the race. So it's not really fair for that player to get a reward, but at the same time, it feels bad to be like, hey, you can't race, we're going to kick you off the team. Yeah, you can come back later. Because then it feels like you're kicking them out just because you want the race reward. But it's like, yeah, it's only fair that if you don't put your part, you shouldn't get the race reward. So hopefully you would understand. But that just really sucks, right? Like, if it's the second day and someone only has 100 points or 0 points, clearly they're not pulling their weight. and even if they've been a member for a long time, it's still unfair to the players that are actively spending the gems, spending time and everything. Like, when I think of myself, I don't really spend, well, actually, I did spend a good amount of gems, but because I don't spend money on gems, I help in other ways, right? I try to be as active as possible. I log into 2 accounts, I log into my friends' accounts. So, for example, for races, I have, like, I'm on 4 accounts at sometimes, thanks to the time zones. And you can always do this if you trust the players on your team. I'm not saying to do this, but if you are friends with someone and you trust them with your account and they can log in for you, right? So sometimes for the do your part, I would be on 2 of my teammates and my own account and my teammate's account. So yes, even though I don't contribute like over 3,000 gems, I am like 4 players on the team for the duration of the time that I'm playing Monster Legends. So different ways to help. But again, it's like super time consuming. I don't like it. I don't enjoy it. I wish there was a better way to race than just having these boring like quests come up over and over and over again. Like obviously no one is gonna breed 5 legendary monsters. Why is there a 1-for-all breed 5 legendary monsters? It should just be pay 240 gems to skip, because that's what it essentially is, right? No one is actually gonna breed the 5 legendary monsters because it would be more expensive. Because even if you got super lucky and got them back to back, you still have to gem to speed up the hatchery to breed the 5th legendary monster. So it doesn't make any sense. I wish they were more fun. I wish there was some different way of doing the race, but not having these repetitive quests. And then especially these like specific ones, like 2 members must hatch 1 uncommon dark monster. Uncommon dark monster? What even is that? How do I go to my here? So, rarity, uncommon, dark. Who do you need to breed? You need to breed any one of these uncommon dark, the easiest probably being this guy right here. Because nature and dark, that'll be the easiest. But it's like the amount of trials you have to do. If you fail, if you end up getting a rare, you have to speed that. Oh my gosh, it is not fun. So definitely not a fan of the race. I really wish they would actually just do away with it and no more races, or bring it back to the old style of races. But again, like at the same time, to play devil's advocate, if you make it too easy where everyone gets the race monster, then we essentially encounter this type of situation. Where here, let me click on my account, my profile. You essentially encounter this kind of situation. Oh, actually, I'm not a good example anymore. Let me find my baby account. So my baby account is actually a good example of what happens when the races are easy enough. Oh, I completely butchered the spelling. Oh, what is going on? Armor's team. Armor's team, where is it? Bam. If I find armor, I'm probably down in the bottom. Profile. Right, like, you get accounts full of team race monsters, essentially. Right? Team race monster, Myrak, Agursis, Neobuki, all of the bottom ones, team race monsters. And so it's like, you gotta draw this balance between, like, how easy do we make it? How difficult do we make it? It's a headache, for sure. Especially when SocialPoint has continuously released powerful monsters and they need to release more powerful monsters. If they make it too easy to get those powerful monsters, then everyone has powerful monsters, so then they're not really that powerful. But if they do it to a small majority, then everyone feels like they're cheated and it's not fair. So it's definitely a struggle, but can definitely say, not a fan of races. I wish they would just do away with races completely. And then another thing that's bothering me, so when Forsaken Monsters were announced, they said, hey, you have to get the Forsaken Monsters, and then there's going to be future chances to get cells. I hope they didn't mean by purchasing, like, as the only way. Because I would really love to rank up my wild bird through some sort of dungeon or something, but not by buying cells. Not a fan of that. So I'm hoping they actually meant like some sort of Nemesis survival dungeon, but for Forsaken monsters. Like, that would be kind of cool. Just like how we actually have the Nemesis survival dungeon. It'd be cool to see a Warmaster survival dungeon, a Forsaken survival dungeon, where you can only use those kinds of monsters. But I guess we'll see what gets released in the future. But yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on the team race. Of course, I want to hear your guys' thoughts. And I didn't do this much myself, but I would also like to hear solutions. Because, like, there's a lot I can rant about, right? There's the whole getting kicked out of teams and not getting the rewards. There's a lot of stuff we can talk about. So if you guys have any solutions to the team race on how to make it better, let me know in the comments below. I want to see what thoughts you guys have. Because it's one thing to just complain about it, but it's another thing to offer solutions. So I'm curious to hear what you guys have to say about it. And then I'll definitely be thinking up some stuff myself. But with that being said, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you very much for listening. I hope you guys enjoy your next few days of not racing. And I don't know what's gonna be released. I know Master Paths. I don't know if there's any mate. Oh, we have a Yonder's Quest, but that'll probably be out for a while by the time this video's out. So, I hope you guys have a great time. That's how I'll leave it at that. So I will see you all next time.